Like, this is the moment, this is the moment. And as the boat gets closer, the heart just starts pounding a little bit faster and faster. You have to jump now. 3,
guys.
2,
Oh my goodness.
1. Go.
Guys, we did it. It was the hardest catch I've ever done in my life.
There is an untapped amount of wildlife there. It's like no other place in the world. Huge trees, bugs and butterflies flying everywhere. It's so loud. I always tell people, it's like being in a city with no cars. Everything you hear around you is mating calls, it's defensive gestures, it's just a symphony of sound. And every single leaf you look under, there's a weirder beetle, there's a weirder ant or something sticking there. Every single body of water, there's some massive arapaima or caiman sticking out of it, slithering around in the water. It's incredible. The Amazon is like no other place on the planet. It was always a dream of mine since I was like a little kid to see a green anaconda in the wild. I'd be in elementary school and at the school library checking out every single new snake book that came in. Without fail, in every single one of those books was the green anaconda. The world's largest species of snake, the heaviest bodied snake in the world that lurks deep in the Amazon rainforest, a beast of a snake. In every single book without fail had that snake in it. I'm here in the Peruvian Amazon looking for the largest species of snake in the entire world that we call the green anaconda. But here, the locals call it the Yacumama, the mother of the water. There's all these crazy folklore and legends of these snakes preying on people and being these monsters. And what I wanted to truly show is these snakes don't want anything to do with people. They just want to be left alone in their environment. And I also wanted to actually just get some of the first real authentic footage of somebody catching a gigantic anaconda and measuring it. We had our tour guide, Fernando Tapiavera, with us. And he's serving as the expert. He grew up in the jungle. He knows this jungle like the back of his hand. And he's taking us to some of his favorite spots for green anacondas. Leading into finding the anaconda, I had my best friend Connor coming to join me in Peru. This is actually his first time ever out of the country. He had never been out of the country before, and now he's on a plane to Peru to go dive in the Amazon rainforest with me. He was there because he's the guy who I trust the most with my life. There's nobody else that I trust more with my life than Connor had. There's nobody else. When I'm walking around there with Connor, I'm not worried. I don't have any doubts in my mind that whatever animal we come across, we're gonna be well matched for. Like, we're gonna be ready. When you got a brother like that backing you and walking with you, what can't we take? Like, what snake is too big? There's no snake that's too big for us, right? But I won't lie to you, even though I have Connor Head here with me, the guy who I trust more than anybody else, we are in an environment that neither of us have ever been in. What makes looking for the anaconda so difficult is that you're what's called floating forest. And how Fernando kind of explains it is, this vegetation just grows and grows and grows, and it gets dense, it gets thick. The roots like intertwine and lock into each other, and they form like a mat over the water. And the best way I could describe it, if anybody's ever been on like a waterbed, you've ever walked around a waterbed or almost like a bouncy house with a little less bounce, that's the instability you're feeling. As this vegetation grows in, it creates a nice dense blanket of security and darkness for a lot of animals. So the green anacondas, from what I've learned, like to hang out in this dense floating forest vegetation because it's shy. It's a very shy snake that does not like to be out in the open at all. And they only really come up in the open and out in the bright sun to sun themselves. You're tasked with now not only being in this hard and kind of harsh environment looking for this snake, but you're also in an environment that you quite frankly just can't see very well in.
Right under this boat right now and we wouldn't see it. The water is so tan and stained and it's so mucky and brown that like literally they can blend in anywhere. So I gotta keep my eyes alert. I'm just gonna
So we're rowing up on the floating forest and all of a sudden we start seeing the matted down vegetation that Fernando's been talking about. And Fernando told me that essentially when you go into the floating forest, we're going early in the morning when the snakes are gonna be just waking up, and you can tell a snake has been somewhere by the grass is gonna be compressed and pressed down. And so I'm looking at this gigantic mass of grass matted down, thicker than my torso, just matted down, and there's all these butterflies and bees going there. And I look back and I'm like, oh, Fernando, is that a track? And he's like, Yes, friend, big Yacumama. We go, okay, before we go in here, we're gonna send the drone up. And I'm kind of like, we're sending the drone up for a snake? And Fernando's like, oh yes, friend, you'll be able to see like, you know, the anacondas from above. We're dealing with a snake that I can be 120 feet in the air and I'm still gonna be able to see. And so I go in there, I send the drone up, and sure enough, I go above the floating forest and it literally looks like highway interstates. There is like huge tracks just weaving in and all out of this forest. And there's no cars, there's no other boats out there. There can only be one thing that is out there, and that is a gigantic anaconda. There is nothing that could have prepared me for the sheer mass of this snake. When you see these tracks and you realize you could lay down in them, you could fit your entire body in the slide of a snake track, it gives you a sense of how big of an animal you're dealing with. These tracks were absolutely massive. Basically, the strategy for the next hour, 2, 3 hours was you'd find a big track, a big section of matted down grass, and you just walk the center of it. Quiet as a mouse, just walking the center of it. At one point, Fernando was walking on the trail ahead of me, and I'm just following behind Fernando. We're kind of rolling in like a, a little line. And all of a sudden, he steps in this anaconda track, and the minute his foot leaves it, I see yellow scales starting to slither away into the mud. And so immediately, in the past hour, we have not spoken over this tone of voice because we're trying to be quiet. I just go, oh, snake, snake, snake. And everybody just runs like, oh, and then bam, I jump in the mud and I'm just grabbing at the mud and the earth, and I pull up this really just funky looking snake that I've got no clue what the heck I'm looking at. Thought it was a juvenile anaconda. It's clearly not. And I'm kind of inspecting it and looking at it. And as I'm trying to ID this snake, I'm like, this is like nothing I've ever seen before. It just latches onto my thumb. Like just bam, bites me on the thumb, starts chewing on my hand, and I'm like, and it just lets go. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of the jungle where I'm an hour and a half away from like people, and then I'm another 2 hours easy away from the nearest hospital.
I just screamed snake, 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 thinking I saw the tail of a juvenile anaconda whipping underwater. And sure enough, it is this snake, which I don't know what it is. So I don't know what this little guy is, but he gave me a really good chomp and hold on for a couple of seconds. So,
hey, Fernando, what is this? Oh, I don't know, friend. I've never seen that before. Huh? You've never seen it before? And so I'm looking at this snake and it's just staring at me and I'm staring at him and I'm like, you better not be venomous.
It's gonna likely make my hand kind of swell up and itch and things like that. So other than that though, I don't think I'll die. But good reminder, never grab a snake that you're not sure of the ID on, because for all I know, this could be some type of venomous snake and I'm gonna die in an hour or two. Awesome.
So at this point, I've been in the floating forest for a couple of hours now. I can tell that I'm not as sharp, and this ultimately led to a very grave mistake. Connor and I found a big anaconda track. We start following it up to the edge line of some thickets and branches. I don't recall seeing anything. I don't know what happened. I just remember grabbing a branch and snapping it. And immediately, it felt like somebody grabbed an iron and just stuck it on the left side of my face. And then it's like unanimously, my neck, back, arms, everything just light on fire. And it's so painful. I fall to my knees and I turn around and land right into Connor. And he's just bop, 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 beating the crap out of me. And I just take off out of the floating forest. Connor's chasing right behind me, still hitting me. And all of a sudden I just hear him go, dude, there's just bees. There's just bees upon bees. And oh my goodness, I just remember feeling my skin and my face, my neck just on fire. And it was so overwhelming with pain. Like all the blood just like pools down from my body. And all of a sudden I'm just looking around and I'm asking Connor, I'm like, what happened? He's like, bro, all I saw was just your neck is just engulfed in these black bees and they're all over your back, just stinging you, and I'm just trying to get them off you. And I'm just railing, looking around, and all of a sudden, where are my glasses? Like, where are my glasses? I can't see. I'm like blind. And it hits me that when that bee first stung me in my ear, it hurt so bad I just slapped myself. I just remember slapping myself super hard and my glasses are now back in that nest somewhere. And I just remember I'm hunched over, oh my gosh, like my skin is on fire. I'm just hunched over, just catching my breath still, and I'm like, oh man, like I can't see, I can't see. And Connor pulls up his gaiter again over his nose, and I see him putting on his hoodie, and I'm looking at him like he's not about to go back in, and he goes, hey Brody, I'm gonna go back in there and get your glasses. Connor, like, don't go back in there. They're gonna sting you too. He's like, hey, I'm good. I promise, I won't get stung. And he goes back in there. He just comes out with the glasses above his head. Got stung like 3 more times on his neck doing it too. And he just came back out handing me the glasses. Was like, all right, you good? By the way, Fernando, cool as a cucumber, just slowly walks over after hearing me scream and holler. And he goes, oh, carachupas. And we're like, Cara, what?
The local name is carachupas. Carachupas. They are tiny, but they will follow you until you get the sting.
A hornet that if you go near the nest and break branches and disturb, they all flood out and sting you until you get far enough away. And I'm just staring at him. He's just, it's bad, no? Yeah, yes, it's bad. Yes, sorry. It's very bad.
Nice to know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Like, I literally had a bunch of these things just go all over my face and my ear. And that was by far the worst bee sting I've ever taken in my life.
We keep going.
Guys,
that is how high the desperation of finding this snake was. Connor and I only have 2 days to get this done. For at least 2 or 3 additional hours, him and I hiking through this floating forest,
tell you what,
stepping, falling up to our waist, crawling out of the mud.
The side of my mouth is swelled up. I feel like Kanye West, man, through the wire.
This was not my first thought of how this trip was going to go, looking for this snake. It went from being up here when I saw the habitat to going up here when I saw how beautiful and gorgeous these tracks were and how great it all looked, to we might not get this done. And I got messed up by bees, and this sucks right now. I remember waking up on the second day, exhausted. This was the final day. This was the last chance I was gonna get to get a green anaconda. And I was nervous. Like, I genuinely was very anxious.
Oh, I almost forgot. We made the stakes higher. If Connor and I, today, catch a 10-foot plus anaconda, and Fernando agreed to this, we will get the words Yacumama tattooed on our wrist. And Yacumama is the native word here for anaconda. That's the stakes, y'all. If we get an over 10-foot anaconda in hand, we will get the tat and we will show it in the video. We just got to do the dirty work now and trudge all the way in there and try to find them like we did yesterday.
And we just start tearing through the jungle on foot. Like, we are moving. There is nothing stopping our stride until naturally, of course, the rarest snake, or one of the rarest snakes in the Amazon, slides out across us on the floor. It's a yellowtail crebo, Drymarchon corice. This is my first one ever. So I catch this snake and I'm holding it in my hand. It's like 6.5 feet of just muscle, beautiful snake. And I look at Connor and I'm like, we can't just not film this guy, right? Like, we got to keep going, but we film it, right?
So to see this one out in the Peruvian Amazon feels absolutely amazing. But sure enough, right out here in the early morning when it's just starting to heat up, that's when these snakes start to go on the prowl. These are diurnal predators. So during the day, he spends his time whipping around through the leaf litter, climbing and digging under things, looking for other snakes and other animals to eat. I did not expect to get this snake this morning, but we got to be quick and hurry up. We got anacondas to catch.
Oh, that was a snake I'd really wanted to see my whole life too. One snake above all that we're focused on, right? And at this point, I'm sick to my stomach. It's midday, we are losing time rapidly. Sure enough, there is an 8-foot-long yellowtail crebo stretched out. I have now seen 2 yellowtail crebos in one day, a snake before that morning I'd never seen in my entire life. And Connor's like, we came here for one snake. We came here for one snake. Let the yellowtail crebo go. No exaggeration. I go up the trail, there is a 3rd yellowtail crebo rooting around under a log. So that is 3 yellowtail crebos that now have not been filmed, and the whole entire rest of this hike to this lake, that's just echoing around in my mind. I'm like, man, I missed out on an opportunity there. And we're finally going to this next location, and it looked significantly more difficult than the last. The water here is super turbid, super murky, not very easy to see in at all. And I just remember there was a moment where everything sort of got quiet. And I was standing up on our canoe and I looked over the right side of the boat and my life changed. I just remember looking over the right side of the boat. There was no track. There was just a hole caved out of the floating forest. And I just see black spot, yellow spot. And it was like unmistakable, beyond any reason of a doubt, what I was looking at. A green anaconda. Immediately, the minute I saw it, I look at Connor, I look at Fernando, I go, I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm about to jump. I go 3, 2, and all of a sudden Fernando goes, no, no, no. He's like silent screaming.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
What are you talking about? He's like, don't jump. Don't jump. And I'm like, what do you mean don't jump? Like, we're like going back and forth, arguing.
Okay, hold on. Hold the boat. Okay. Don't jump.
And he goes, if you jump right now, you're gonna push the boat back and we won't be able to help you. My body is just tingly. Like, I'm like, this is the moment. This is the moment. This is the moment. And as the boat gets closer, the heart just starts, pounding a little bit faster and faster. Connor out of nowhere goes, hey, Cave? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I see the head. And I'm like, oh, well, where is it? I'll never forget the way he says it. He goes, hey, it's in the middle.
Oh, his head's right there. His head's right there. Okay, his head's right in the center.
The head of the snake is right below the surface of the water, locking eyes with me. Snake knows where I am, what I'm trying to do, and what's about to happen. Fernando now is saying, you have to jump. You have to jump now. 3, 2, 1. And I just launched off the side of the boat.
Got the head.
Bring the boat.
Oh, it's got me in the coils.
2 coils are just wrapped around my arms and they just crush my arms together to where my arms are now pinned together like this. The mass of this snake is now apparent. I'm looking at an animal with my own 2 eyes that is bigger than me.
I might be coming up underneath.
It's okay, I don't care.
Okay, I don't see the head. But I'm going for the head. It's the tail. Oh, coming, Daniels.
I'll get back in with you.
Yes.
Nice, guys. Love you guys. I'll get back in.
I start immediately treading water with this huge section of snake over my shoulder. None of us have the head. We only have the back third maybe of this snake. And this animal is so intelligent that it realized that if it hits the river where there's an open current and goes under our boat, we can't grab it. We can't get it.
Connor, come here.
Oh, you need help?
Yeah, Connor, come here.
I got the... Connor, look what I have.
You have the head? I've got it in my legs.
I don't have the head.
Come here, guys, please. I've got it in my legs.
What? I got the head again. I got the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta grab him by the head. Because you gotta get control of it. You're talking about a snake that has razor sharp teeth and huge teeth when they get to this size, a powerful crushing bite, able to hold on and really do damage to you.
Do this. Bring the boat in. Okay. Just bring the boat in closer.
I've never had the amount of weight attached to my body, pulling myself out of the floating forest onto the edge of the boat, wrapped in a giant snake. I had to be carrying at least 250 pounds.
Yeah. I've got his head, right?
Yeah.
If you can get this top coil in, Hunter, he is in the boat.
Okay, go. I think I'm gonna
lose
grab
this.
this one here?
Yeah, so, hold on. Reach your hands in.
Yeah. Do the same.
Okay. I'm lifting it up to you. The head's gonna come free. Okay.
Okay,
Yes! Come on!
We all just in one mass just land in the boat together, and it's just pure euphoria.
Let's go! Yeah! Okay, hold on. All right, calm down. We're scaring her.
Okay, I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry.
Of course, we're going for a
Oh, dear.
Okay.
It's okay.
You good? You want to go grab
Why is it going?
Guys, we did it. Guys, we did it. It was the hardest catch I've ever done in my life. Thank you so much, Connor.
Like I'm in this moment, in all of the pain, all the struggle, all the indecisiveness, all the indecision of, am I on the right path sometimes in life, and all these things that all of us face as people. It all makes sense.
Guys, we did it.
This is why.
It was the hardest catch I've ever done in my life. Thank you so much, Connor. Thank you so much, Fernando. This, guys, is your Eunectes murinus. for the green anaconda. Whew, the largest snake species in the entire world. We literally just dove in the Amazon and caught this beautiful, gorgeous snake. And I almost drowned. I definitely almost drowned trying to fight it. This snake, all right, hold on, deserves all of the respect it can get. And I'm sorry, big girl, or big guy, for tearing you out of your home. But I just wanted to show people how beautiful.
Got complacent, I let my guard down, and I made probably the biggest mistake of my wildlife career so far.
We're gonna measure it, and oh my goodness. Oh, ah, ah, oh yeah, look at that. Right there with just a love nip, split me right open, pierced the vein easily, and that's just incredible. These snakes are so strong, and that was me letting my guard down. Don't ever let your guard down around these snakes, but I just want to admire you, sweetheart. It's okay. You deserve that bite. You deserve that bite.
The bite was all my fault. The snake is not at fault in any way, shape, or form. It is just doing what it's supposed to do, and that's defending itself. I'm really lucky, because it could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, it just nipped me.
But this is what it's all about, guys. Getting out there in the wild and experiencing these snakes up close. Caveman wildlife crew, baby. I'm gonna stop bleeding everywhere, hopefully, and we're gonna try to get some pictures and some measurements of this beautiful snake and see how big it is. Woo hoo.
There was a major component to it all that I wanted to get that I've never had to do before with a snake, and that was to measure it.
Here we are, we got the anaconda on land where we are safe and the snake is safe. It's a little tired right now, but I assure you it's just fine. Fernando, what are we about to do?
So here I am, using this rope, lining it up at the front of the head, and carefully, section by section, we're going down each curve and kink in its body.
Okay guys, we got total body length, and now we're gonna get cloaca to tail length. It's important to get 2 measurements just to make sure that we're being accurate. So what Connor's gonna do is, he's located the cloaca, and he'll be able to show you guys that right there. That is essentially this big anaconda's no-no square. And then we're gonna take a measurement from right there, all the way to the tip of the tail.
After measuring this snake and seeing how big it is, it's abundantly clear that a snake this big has so much history and wisdom behind it. We caught this anaconda later in the day, so it was somewhat of a rush to beat the daylight. We only had a very small window of time to do what I came here to do, and that's to educate you all about this amazing snake.
Guys, this is the snake that all these weeks in the jungle have amounted up to, and I believe this is a moment that I'll remember for my entire life because I've been building up to it my entire life. Ever since I was a little boy, I would read snake books and I would hear about the green anaconda, Eunectes murinus, the heaviest bodied and largest snake in the entire world. And to think that I'm here in the middle of the Peruvian Amazon holding an absolute unit of one is something I didn't imagine. To think that all those moments of uncertainty and thinking that we wouldn't find this snake have amounted to this moment. So now, let me tell you about the Yacumama or the green anaconda. So like I said, guys, this is the heaviest bodied snake in the entire world. These snakes can grow over 20 feet long and weigh over 500 pounds. They're absolute units, and they're pretty widespread throughout South America, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, I believe, and all these different countries, and especially Peru. These guys are not uncommon. They spend a lot of their time in lakes, lagoons, oxbows, rivers. They're highly aquatic. Such a heavy-bodied snake, especially once they get to this size, they don't do good on land at all. They're not terrestrial, they're highly aquatic. So this snake spends most of its life underwater, waiting to ambush prey with that huge mouth that you see it has right there. Inside this mouth, I found out the hard way, they've got razor sharp teeth. Look at those puncture wounds. That was just a quick stab from it, and I was bleeding like a stuck pig. Even though this snake is non-venomous, this is not the snake you want to get tagged by. And look at the coloration of it. Every bit of its coloration is suited to blending into this dark, tannin-stained, muddy water that they hide in. These beautiful black dots, the gorgeous greens and yellows. This is an absolute beautiful snake. It's absolutely gorgeous, and they're absolutely amazing. Now, these snakes spend most of their life underwater, like I said, but how we found this snake was up basking. As you can imagine, snakes are cold-blooded. They are ectotherms, meaning that their internal body temperature is completely determined by the sun and the heat of their surroundings. So this snake needed to be on the surface of the water, soaking in all the sun rays. Think of it getting a suntan, something like that, just warming itself up. And that's when Caveman and Connor and Fernando cruised by on the canoe and saw it. So these snakes being so big need to sit up there for a while to heat up. And that's exactly how we got the opportunity. Look at those rows of teeth in there. They almost have a sheath of gums over their teeth to protect their teeth. And don't worry about that blood, that's just my blood, not the snake's. And look at that gorgeous tongue. As you can imagine, its environment is very dark and murky. So it flicks that tongue around at like 1,000,000 miles a minute, and it picks up all the chemical information of its environment around it, and that's how it hunts its prey. Now, a snake this big, as you can imagine, eats just about anything from black caimans to birds to capybaras, agoutis, deer, anything that comes to the water's edge, this snake will take advantage of. And as you can imagine, with all this muscle and coils, it is a constrictor. It asphyxiates its prey. When it finds something that it wants, bam, it sinks those razor sharp teeth into it, and then shoop, 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 throws some coils around it and squeezes. And every time that animal breathes, it gets tighter and tighter until it's choked out, and then they swallow it down whole. And they'll also drown their prey, being aquatic. But how'd you be? My second to last day in the Amazon rainforest, my last real chance at getting an anaconda, and we found one! And the snake's doing just fine. It's just healthy. It's just okay. And this is just a beautiful moment that I'll never forget with my new friend Fernando and my best friend Connor Head. Here we go, releasing the Green Anaconda, Eunectes murinus, my first one ever. So here's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to gently angle her head out here towards the swamp. And she's very tired. These are very heavy-bodied snakes, so they tire out on land very easily. But I think, yeah, there we go, sweetheart. If we can just get her going in the right direction, she will start to move off into the swamp herself and go on her way. There you go, big girl. There you go, big girl. It was such an honor sharing space with this snake, and getting to see it slide back off healthy is just an honor. It's just a privilege. I feel absolutely blessed to be able to share the planet with snakes like this, guys. And she is just muscling her way through the swamp like she naturally would. It does not get better than this. The catch is one thing. The catch is always the fun part, but when you get to see the snake go right back into its own habitat, safe and sound, perfect and okay, looking all beautiful, looking all good as she should, it's just that much better.
I was so relieved to see her slide back off into the swamp, because admittedly I had stressed the snake a good bit in the catching of it. And to just see her go back into her environment unscathed, undisturbed anymore, she's just tearing it up, going back off, doing her thing. I was able to like exhale and take a big sigh of relief.
We just watched this beautiful and incredible anaconda slide back off into the swamp. One of the most beautiful moments of my entire life. Thank you so much to my Father up in heaven, who just gives me the strength and the courage and the energy to do what I do on a daily basis. And just, man, guys, I'm beyond blessed, I'm beyond grateful. I could not do it without each and every single one of you watching my page, watching my channel, encouraging me, pushing me further.
Alrighty guys, so what's going on right now is that we have the ropes that we used to measure yesterday's huge green anaconda right now stretched out on the floor at the next lodge that we're at. And Connor and Fernando here have a tape measure. So we're about to see how big that snake was. And I'm not gonna lie guys, I did not expect it to stretch out this far. Like, hold on, look at this. This is the end of a rope. We have two measurements, so like I said, to be thorough, one kind of overhangs a little bit, but we think the one that's a little bit larger is actually the more accurate one. And look at how far down this floor the end of the rope is. After measuring the snake, we realized that this anaconda was 19 feet and 2 inches.
This snake, even if you accounted for a margin of error, is right at 19 feet. 19 feet, dude. That's insane.
That, guys, is 19 feet of green anaconda. I now can say I've experienced an animal that I'd always dreamed of seeing up close and personal in a way that most people never will. And I feel really blessed and privileged to have had that opportunity. I feel really blessed and privileged to have had the opportunity to also see it go away safely and healthily.
Thank you so much for watching this video. You guys' love and support means the world to me. This is by far the biggest moment of my entire life, and it means so much that I was able to share it with you all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I plan to be dropping a lot of content on YouTube this year, and I want you all there with me. And also let me know down in the comments below what you liked and what you want to see next. Thank you so much. Alrighty guys, if you've watched this far into the video, you probably know that I made a bet very early on in the video, and there's a huge severity in shaking a man's hand. And that bet was, I said, if we caught over a 10-foot anaconda, I would get a tattoo of Yacumama on my wrist. I shook Connor's hand, and I did not think he was being serious, but this is our last night here in Puerto Maldonado, and Andrea is going to be doing the tattoo. She's phenomenal. If you're ever in Puerto Maldonado, go visit her. She gives the best tattoos ever. And if she doesn't get the best tattoos ever, I'm gonna completely change this after this. I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. This might hurt more than the anaconda bite. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to be so sick.
Okay, gonna move.
Yep.
Yeah, feels like a bunch of snake bites.
First tattoo. My boys are gonna kill me.